In this video, I'll be explaining Unit 3.16, which is changing a trinomial into vertex form by completing the square. Okay, first let's start with parts of a trinomial. The basic format of a trinomial is x squared plus bx plus c equals y. So in the problem, x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals y, 6 would be your b and 8 would be your c. There's 4 steps you can follow to be successful when completing the square. The first step is to move the constant to the other side, and I'll show you what that looks like. We're going to stick with the problem x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals y. So when moving the constant over to the other side in this problem, 8 is the c, which is the constant, so you would subtract 8 from both sides, and that would give you x squared plus 6x equals y minus 8. And that's step 1. Okay, for step 2, you're going to take b divided by 2 squared, and then you'll add that new number to both sides of the equation. Okay, since 6 is your b, what you're going to do is divide 6 by 2, and that number will give you 3, and then you take 3 squared, which equals 9, and you now add this number to both sides of the equation. So that would look like x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals y minus 8 plus 9. This is step 2. Okay, for step 3, you're going to take your new equation and simply factor and simplify. Okay, the first thing you do when factoring and simplifying is you change the trinomial on the left-hand side into a binomial. So x squared plus 6x plus 9 would change into x plus 3 squared. And you know that this is a 3 because it's the same number you got when you divided your b by 2. And then on the right-hand side, you just combine like terms to get y plus 1. Okay, the final step, step 4, is the easiest. You're just going to convert to vertex form, which the format of that is a parentheses x minus n parentheses squared plus k equals y. So all you need to do to this equation to get it to vertex form is simply subtract 1 from both sides to get x plus 3 squared minus 1 equals y. And that's your answer. Now you can use these steps as an example when solving the next problems. Okay, now let's put all the steps together. So in the problem, x squared plus 10x plus 20 equals y, first thing you would do is subtract the c, which is 20, from both sides to get x squared plus 10x equals y minus 20. Next, you would divide your b, which is 10, by 2 to get 5, and then you would square that number, which is 25, and add that to both sides. X squared plus 10x plus 25 equals y minus 20 plus 25. Okay, now you're going to simplify, which should be x plus 5 squared equals y plus 5. And now you're just going to subtract the 5 to put it in vertex form. And so your final answer is x plus 5 squared minus 5 equals y. Okay, now we're going to take a look at a problem that may seem a little more difficult. Now you're still going to have the same first step, so you're going to move the c to the other side by adding 16 to both sides to get 4x squared plus 8x equals y plus 16. Okay, now to get rid of this term in front of the x squared, all you simply do is pull it out. So you would get x squared plus 2x, and then everything on the right stays the same. And now, when you divide your b by 2, you get 1, and so 1 squared is 1, so you'll add a 1 to the left side. But don't forget, we pulled a 4 out over here, so this 1 is actually multiplied by 4. So on the right side, we're going to add a 4. And now you'll just solve the rest of this problem like normal. So you're going to change this trinomial into a binomial, keeping the 4 on the outside and turning this into an x plus 1 squared. Remember, you get this number because it's the number you got whenever you divided the b by 2. And then you just simplify on the right like normal to get y plus 20. And then you subtract the 20 from both sides in order to put your equation in vertex form. So you end up with 4x plus 1 squared minus 20 equals y. And that's your final answer. Okay, now we're going to move on to one of a little bit higher difficulty. So in this 3x squared minus 6x plus 24 equals y, you'll still have the same first step, which is subtracting the c from both sides. So you would get 3x squared minus 6x equals y minus 24. Okay, then you're going to take out this term in front of the x squared to get 3 parentheses x squared minus 2x equals y minus 24. And then number to add to both sides, you're gonna divide the negative 2 by 2 to get negative 1. And then negative 1 squared, still 1. So you're gonna add a 1 to the left side. So you'll get 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. And then you can't forget this 3 on the outside, so this 1 is actually 3. So you'll add a 3 over to the right side. Okay, now we're going to factor the left side. So you'll keep the 3 on the outside and get x minus 1 squared. Remember, this is the number you got when you divided the b by 2. And then on the right side, you'll combine like terms to get y minus 21. And then you'll just add this 21 back over to the left side to get 3 x minus 1 squared plus 21 equals y to get your final answer. This has been a tutorial on Unit 3.16, Completing the Square.